Hey y'all, what is up? It is Megan and welcome back to the wonderful, beautiful, lovely, comfy couch. Man, it feels like it's been so long since I've done a sit down video. Everything that I've been uploading lately has just been vlogs, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed those. Those are a whole lot of fun to make. Too bad I don't have a life to do it more often, but I definitely will do some whenever something interesting happens in my life to where I'm like, okay, maybe I kind of can record this. So thank you so much for all the support and love on those vlogs. Of course, I appreciate it. In today's video, it's gonna be my long-awaited, long overdue braces update. And I didn't mean for it to take this long, but I feel like if I did it every time or every couple times I went to my ortho appointment, I mean, a lot of the times it was pretty much nothing until about, I want to say around like late March, early April. Hope you guys will find this helpful. I'm just going to, as always, use my handy dandy phone because I jotted a few notes down here just so I know exactly what I need to fill you guys in on. I don't want to forget anything major or important because I know there's some people out there that may want to look into getting braces and they may want to know what to expect. So I want to have the majority of the things that happened and what changes I've been seeing listed here. Pretty much, like I said earlier, nothing really happened like braces wise, like any major changes or things implemented into my treatment until around late March, early April. Around that time frame, I first began wearing my elastic on just this one side here. I wore that, I want to say about, I had those in for a while. I think that was like 2-3 appointments, which are usually about 6. I know I had one that was 4 weeks apart, but you get the gist. And let me get them here because I want to show you guys the actual bands, just what they look like, just so that you'll be familiar on what to expect. When I had them here on the left side, just on this single side, I had the bare elastics first. And this is what they look like. So it may be different. I don't know if all orthodontists use the same type of elastic, and I'll just take one out just so you could see like the sizing of the rubber band. Maybe you could kind of see the sizing. Yeah, so it seems small, but wait, it gets smaller. It wasn't really that bad wearing the actual band because, like I said, it was a pretty loose band from what I have here because I have had to wear 3 different types as of now. This one was hooked from this bottom canine tooth all the way to my, I think it's the second to last molar. So yeah, imagine having to hook that from the front and go way back here. It was annoying because I could never get the hook. Other than that, it was pretty easy. I did have times where it snapped, but that's my fault because when I was out and about, I wasn't really bothered because you're supposed to change them out every time you eat and brush your teeth. I just wouldn't be bothered sometimes and would eat with it in there. I don't recommend that, but I mean, I'm lazy sometimes, so I would eat with them in, and sometimes the rubber band would snap. So elastic bands are implemented because those are pretty much used to correct your bite, whether it's an overbite, underbite, open bite, all of it. They wanted to do that one first. I had a wire change as well for that appointment, and they changed it at the top. I'm not sure if they went with a tighter one or if they just replaced it with the one that I had existing, but I'm pretty sure it was just a replacement of the existing one. This back tooth up here was really stubborn, and it took a lot to get this tooth into alignment, and I'll get into that later. After that appointment, just little things that I started to notice. Here on my bottom teeth, I started to develop little gaps, and I was starting to notice it here in the front on my lower row of teeth. This tooth was really stubborn because this top tooth was over rotated. So I'm not the best at explaining this either, but it was kind of like my tooth was practically like not all the way sideways from how it's supposed to be aligned. It was kind of like diagonal. If you Google over rotated, it'll give a better explanation. So my next appointment was on June 3rd. change into the kangaroo elastics. I technically was still wearing them just on this side only. I was given like a tighter elastic to wear. I don't know, maybe it wasn't moving in a fast enough time frame. I'm not sure. I didn't ask. The type of band I moved to for the band on this side was the kangaroo elastic bands. And like I said, a little bit tighter, but it still was not uncomfortable. A lot harder to hook it, of course. Nothing really too crazy, thankfully, because I mean, everything was a breeze after I started to get used to it. And that's the thing as well. You're gonna start to become accustomed to it, and everybody's treatment is not gonna be the same. Everybody's opinion on if it's easy or not is not gonna be the same. Let's see what else occurred or what I've noticed during that time. They attempted to put a thicker wire in at this appointment. So June 3rd is when they attempted to put the thicker and tighter wire at the top. But of course, the tooth was still a little bit too over-rotated for them to do it. And it was not in proper alignment because, I mean, they like tried. They had to get 2 different ortho assistants to try to put it in, and they couldn't. So they were like, no, we'll try to do it in the next appointment. The reason that happened was probably, or maybe because, we don't know, was because the wire was cut a little bit too short on the last appointment. The wire was popping out on this side. So of course, if a wire pops out, your wire is able to shift a little bit. And if it shifts or if it pokes out, then actually, no, I lied. It was on this side. It was poking out. So of course, that's the side that I needed it on the most. So if it popped out, then it's not shifting. That's why that tooth really didn't get into alignment as fast as they hoped. But yes, how could I forget? Also, I got my first set of power chains put only at the bottom. Right now I do have blue ones, or light blue if you wanna get technical and literal. But I had silver power chains at the bottom. They're pretty much almost like a nude type color. They're meant to blend in, which is what I wanted. Power chains are put in to start closing those gaps up. At the end of the first week, I started to see a change in the gaps. They were starting to get smaller and smaller. It's amazing how you could see it. It's kind of cool. Power chains help correct those like pretty quickly, in my opinion. My next appointment was then on July 15th, and for that appointment I was told to stop wearing elastics, so those were no longer needed, just here on my right side. I continued my power chains at the bottom. They just replaced them out, put them back in, still stayed with the silver. The really good news I got on this appointment was that I could potentially have 3 to 4 months left in my treatment. And then I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this soon, because I finally, if you watch my vlogs, I would always say I forgot to ask, but I finally asked for this appointment. And when my ortho said that it was only 3 to 4 months, I was like, oh my God, because it's so weird. I feel like I am one with these. I'm gonna always say that in all of my braces related videos. I feel like I could wear these forever as long as I don't have like bands or anything. The power chains are really not that bad. Let me stop before I get off track. I forgot to mention this because starting in my June 3rd appointment, I started to notice, I'll put pictures of everything if I have pictures so you guys could see what I'm talking about. But on my bottom row of teeth, I started to see a slant, and I'm pretty positive that's because I started wearing the band just on the right side. Just was a gradual but very slight. You wouldn't notice it unless you were really looking deep all in my grill. But I was noticing it, so I mean that's really all that matters. Just the aerosol slightly like slanting. It was low here and then it got high here, so as if it were being pulled up, so it totally makes sense. I started noticing that, but for the July 15th appointment, well, after it, I should say, it started to gradually go away because, of course, I stopped wearing the bands. But since the wire was changed up on my top row of teeth, I've had a little bit of soreness, which is to be expected. Whenever you get a wire change and it's a thicker and wire is tighter, your power chains and bands as well. As bad as a wire change, but it gets a little sore there. The next appointment was actually about like a week and a couple days ago on August 26th. That appointment, that's where they went ham. We did everything, because now that we're down to the wire, I get it. Now that we're down to hopefully the last few months, I have a good feeling, because things are starting to look good now already. So what was done at that appointment was that now, as you can see, I have power chains on top and bottom, and I am doubled up on elastic bands, and I have them on both sides. Now, you see here how there's a hook that's holding the braces up just here on top of this canine tooth, and they are hooked also here through the bottom row through these two as well. It's supposed to be like that on this side as well, but literally on Thursday, which was 2 days ago, I'm filming this on Saturday. What's the date today? The 4th, September 4th. See how there's no hook on this canine tooth? So when they installed my braces, I guess they forgot to put one, or maybe they figured I might not need it, so they didn't do it. I'm not sure. But there was a little temporary hook that was just like the tiniest piece of wire that, and it came out so that the elastic band could loop through the top, and it would be the same at the bottom. Well, on Thursday, that completely fell out, and I do not know what I did. I don't know if when I was eating, if I swallowed it, or if I brushed my teeth and it came loose. I'm thinking it was probably when I ate, but I do know after I brushed my teeth, I'm like, why can I hook my band back? There's no hook. So now I'm really concerned, because the biggest piece of news I got from this appointment was that I may be taking them off for my next appointment. So it's super duper exciting. I was not expecting it. I was maybe expecting like another appointment or two before I got the news. Now I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to get them taken off on my next appointment, because now I have them hooked back here. I had a dilemma, because I was torn on what to do, because I was like, do I not wear it at all? Or do I just at least hook it to the back? Because hooking it to the back is not as strong as having it directly up. I have the triangle, I guess formation, I'm not sure how you would say it, and that's to close your bite, because I do have an open bite on each side, almost going away. I still see a little bit. I do see that it's improving. I'm doing it for the past couple days, so I don't notice anything crazy yet. I hope I'm making the right decision. Now, any normal person would probably call their ortho and try to get an appointment to get it put back in, but I'm like, I don't feel like driving all the way over there. So I just decided if I have to wear it for an additional month, then that's just what I'm gonna do. But I think as of right now, I still have another month to go. But I feel as of right now, it's not doing anything major. Well, obviously I decided to just put it in here instead of leave it out, just to have some kind of, you know, tension here to start to close the bite up. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But I'm super excited that this could be it, but now I'm scared. What's another 6 weeks? I mean, it's been over 18 months at this rate, but yeah, we shall see on October 7th. That's my hopeful braces removal date. And of course, I'm gonna do a grill reveal. I'm gonna do it here. Maybe I'll even vlog it too, and then do like a sit down. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I did note some things here, just things that I've noticed. The tooth right here, I do notice that it's coming forward a little bit. I really hope that it's in good enough alignment to the rest of the teeth, because that's the tooth I was so self-conscious about, and it looks horrible in my opinion. It's really not that bad. People would slap me in the face and be like, girl, stop. You know, when you see things about yourself every day, it really aggravates you. So that's just what I really wanted fixed the most. There's other things like my gapping at the bottom. I'll put a picture if I have examples. If you don't have, well, I know I have examples. So I'll put those somewhere here in the video in case you never saw my braces expectations video. You of course notice that there's no more gapping. That's definitely gone. I don't have gapping by my canine. Those teeth were really protruding forward, so those were forward as well, and it looked Like, so I know that's a lot better. This bottom row is super in alignment, so I am happy with that. So it's just gonna be this one that's gonna be a wait and see. And my back upper tooth seems to be in pretty good alignment now. It looks like everything is all clear there as well. I really am willing to wait as long as I need to make sure that everything is done correctly. That's all that I want. I didn't keep these things on for almost 2 years for me to not be satisfied. These are actually the bands that I have in now. They are the Impala bands. There you go. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to show what the kangaroo bands look like, but this is what the kangaroo bands look like. And let me get a bear just so you can see. So you see major difference in, well, let me not do it that way. Okay, so this is a bear. This, I feel like my finger covers the majority of it. I am sorry, but you get the gist, I hope. And this is a kangaroo. This is an Impala. Look how tiny this thing is. Look how tiny. It's not a huge difference between the Kangas and the Impalas, but I mean, you're not gonna be able to really see the difference. Let's put it up against the bears. I mean, it's so small. Okay, these are Impalas, these are bears. So yeah, obviously my fingers are covering a part of it, but I think you can kind of get the difference or see the difference. Or maybe if I do it, oh, they're so small. That was an Impala. Ah! And this is a bear. So yeah, if you could really see going from bears to an Impala, it is a big difference. I stopped wearing them after kangaroos. My teeth actually got to get used to not wearing them, and then we went right in with those small ass Impalas. And that's pretty much it. That is everything that has happened thus far in my treatment. I actually recorded this video last week, but I had to abort mission because that video came out to be a hot mess. I put makeup on and I'm still tan from Vegas somehow, and I put my regular foundation on, and when I say ghost face killer, I was a ghost face killer. I'll insert like a clip or like a picture or something so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no, people will not take me seriously. Even though in a regular way you shouldn't, I could not edit and upload and put a video together and people could see that my neck is 5 shades darker than my face. I could laugh about it now, but yeah, this video could have been up like a week ago, so I apologize, but here I am remaking it. I don't have any face makeup on, just a little bit of brows, some lip balm, which is probably not existent because I've been talking this whole time. But yeah, other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video today. Please give me a like, subscribe, and a comment if you think that it was useful, because that really helps me to know that you're enjoying my content and if you want to see more from me, and it really gives me that push through to want to do more as well. So if you could do any of those, it would be greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.